Hi, so in this video, we'll demonstrate how we can make our app that we created on a hard drive to submit it to Apple App Store. So I have an app here that just basically a very simple OAuth prototype that enable us to log into Google, and I would like to test that App Store. So yeah, we'll demonstrate this later. So basically, it's a very simple app, and I want to see that's the Apple App Store on the TestFlight in here. So what you want is to have a message that's sent to us where we can download it and click on TestFlight and to make it runnable on our own phone, telephone, so we can test it on our physical phone. First of all, we will need to use something called Expo Application Service. This is a service that will create a binary from our source code and make it into a format that can be run on users' phones, because phones are needing the binary rather than our source code in JavaScript. So we need this service, and this service would basically build the code into binary as well as helping us to submit to Apple App Store. You can use a free version as well as a paid version, but if you use a paid version, you'll be able to get it built more quickly. So the first step we need to do is make sure that we have installed the command line interface. I've already done that, so make sure we log in as well. So something like this. And then we need to make sure we log in to our account. Okay, so and then the next step, we need to init, create this EAS project in our local directory. So this is a directory I have with source code. In here, we need to go EAS init. And yep, so we create this project ID, and this is the Expo Application Services ID. This ID is actually in here in our app JSON file and in the extra field EAS Project ID. So if we look at our EAS website, then we can see that on the details section, we have this project ID that's matching to the config here. And also, next step is we can define the build profiles, which is this file here. Yep. So another thing about the app JSON is that this build bundle identifier would be used for Apple App Store to identify our bundle ID. So this will be unique. And Apple App Store will also use this version number for displaying to the user and App Store. So the version number is what the users will see, and the build number here, which is it's kind of an internal number. We will ignore this because we have specified the version source to be remote. This means EAS will update the version number for us automatically if we let it do auto-increment as in here. And this means we'll never actually need to touch the other build number in the app.json. EAS will automatically do it for us. And that's a very important tip, because if we don't do that, then Apple App Store will complain about wrong version number, wrong build number. So we can see that from the profile, from the preview profile and the production profile. They both use auto-increment and distribution store. This means that they will be sharing the same build number. This just because this indicates to Apple's App Store that this distribution need to Apple App Store rather than EAS. So if we do internal like this, then this will be EAS, and if the distribution is store, then this will be App Store. So that's differences. And in the submission section, we will have a matching production and preview profiles, so that when you do a submit, it won't complain about the syntax. So now that we set this all up, the next step is we install the correct update, because EAS build will complain if you don't have this installed. So we will install these, and yeah, make sure we configure it correctly. And this will be for following updates to the source code, which we will talk about a little bit later. So the next step, once we set all this up, we will push that to GitHub. Seeing that the changes already on remote, next we will start building this. And at this moment, I will use production profile just to simplify it. So as you can see, the build number has increment automatically to 7 for us. Also, EAS has asked us to sign into Apple. So it's handling the bundle identifier and the distribution certificates. This will all be handled by EAS, and now it's queued for build. So now we can see that the build has finished. So if we go to the Expo website, then we can see that your latest build, I think it was build 7. So it tells you that this is a build here, and notice that it says App Store build, and this is the internal. What we had before was like the internal distribution, and that was what it meant by internal distribution build. And if you do like a store, then it will tell you store build just submitting. So EAS will submit this to the App Store for us. Again, we log in. I think after we submit this, we need to wait for maybe 5 to 10 minutes for it to show up on the Apple App Store. So while we're waiting for that, we can look at the App Store connects and just to see our information. So this has when EAS submit the application for you, it will automatically fill out the name and the bundle ID. It will automatically create an app for you. But for the general information, you need to fill out those forms, like what's its primary category, second category, and agreements, legal information, and whether if there has encryption, and so on and so forth. At the moment, this is not for customer facing or for review. So we just wanted to be on TestFlight for ourselves to test. So we will just skip those for now. We will just be interested in creating TestFlight version for friends and family or ourselves to test. So as you can see, there's like groups of testers you can create. The internal group is in your company. In the external group is where you have people who are outside of your organization. So we can add more people, add more groups. That's external. In this case, I haven't really set an internal group because I'm only sole developer. I would like to test as an external tester. Now the binary has been submitted. Now that it's on TestFlight, one can just see our build here, number 7. And in this group of testers, I just put in our external tester, this one, the one with my email address. And then you have to add every time you make a build and then re-invite them to test. So now you can see that you can add it here as well. So now you can see that it's all testing now. So they will get an email and they can click on it to install TestFlight app and then just go from there. So now the users can download the app on their phones, and it's on App Store for the users to test. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'll be sharing more about React Native mobile development and AI tools in general. Thanks for watching.